Let me tell you something, my friend. If you train your mind the way millionaires do, everything in your life begins to shift. You stop running from problems and start solving them. You stop chasing wealth and start creating it. You stop waiting and start becoming. Because the real battlefield is not your bank account. It is not the stock market. It is not what people around you say. The real battlefield is your mind. And if you do not take control of it, someone else will. And most people never train their mind. They let it wander, they let it react, they let it shrink. But millionaires, they build their minds the way warriors prepare for battle every single day, with patience, with precision, with purpose. I used to think money was the answer. I thought if I just worked harder and clocked more hours, I would finally make it. But I learned something powerful, something I want to share with you. Formal education may make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. You do not become a millionaire with your hands alone. You do it with your mind, because everything you see around you began in the mind first. The phone in your pocket, the car you drive, the business. You admire all of it, started as a single thought. So if you want to change your income, change your thoughts. If you want to change your results, change your beliefs, because if your mind is poor, your actions will follow and your results will reflect it. Now let me ask you this. How big do you really think? Not about others, about yourself? Most people do not fail because they aim too high and miss. They fail because they aim too low and hit. They are afraid to think big, afraid to ask for more, afraid to believe they deserve it. But millionaires train themselves to think bigger, to think better, to think long term. They do not just ask, how can I survive this month? They ask, how can I build a legacy that outlives me? You must stretch your mind, or you will remain stuck in the same financial neighborhood. And stretching your mind means believing you can do more. Be more, earn more, and give more. Now, this is not about wishful thinking. It is about discipline. And discipline means doing what you should do when you should do it. Whether you feel like it or not, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And every successful person I have met has built that bridge with daily discipline. They do not wait for motivation. They train their minds daily. They read, they write, they plan, they review, they reflect. They work on their attitude, their language, their focus. And here is the secret. It is not hard to do, but it is very easy not to do. It is easy to skip the book today, easy to avoid the journal, easy to say, I will set goals tomorrow. And that is how people drift into mediocrity, into regret, but not you, because now you have heard the truth, and once you hear it, you cannot go back. Maybe you have let your mind run wild. Maybe fear has been driving. Maybe doubt has been at the wheel. That is okay. The key is not to beat yourself up. The key is to wake up. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And today is that change of direction. It is time to take control of your thoughts. Time to guide your mind the way. A captain guides a ship. It starts with awareness. Catch your negative thoughts, challenge them, replace them. Catch your small thinking and stretch it. Because once your mind expands, it never goes back to its old size. Remember this: work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because the stronger your mind becomes, the easier life gets. Earning gets easier. Problem solving gets easier. Leading people gets easier. Train your mind and life will obey. Now, let us go deeper. Let us talk about the habits that condition the millionaire mind. Because success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by the person you become. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Let me repeat that. A few simple disciplines practiced every day. That is the cornerstone of the millionaire mind. It is not about giant leaps. It is about small, consistent steps. You do not suddenly become wealthy. You become worthy of wealth by what you do every single day, what you read, what you focus on, what you practice, habits. Not hype, discipline, not drama. If you master your habits, you master your mind. And if you master your mind, there is nothing you cannot achieve. So let us start at the beginning. The morning. Millionaires do not wake up by accident. They rise with intention, with structure, with a plan. Either you run the day or the day runs you. And the morning is where it all begins. Not with scrolling, not with reacting, but with stillness, reflection, and clarity. Your morning tells your mind who is in charge. I lead. I do not follow. And when you start the day right, your mind follows your lead. Let me give you 3 habits that transform my life and that I have seen in every millionaire I have studied. Number 1. read miss a meal if you have to, but do not miss your reading. You feed your body every day. Why not? Your mind, just 10 pages a day can change everything. 10 pages a day becomes 3,600 pages a year. That is not just reading. That is reprogramming number 2. Right millionaires do not just take notes, they keep journals, they think on paper, they plan, they process, they write down lessons, goals, gratitude, reflections. Because when you write, you slow down your mind and you make it visible, controllable, trainable. Number 3, reflect success is not out there, it is in here every night. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I grow today? What can I do better tomorrow? That is how you train your mind, not with perfection, but with awareness. You do not need to do it all at once. Start with one habit. Master it, then build another. Because what is easy to do is also easy not to do it. It's easy to skip the book, skip the journal, skip the reflection. And that is how people lose their future, not in one big moment, but in small daily neglects. The good news. You can reverse it by choosing today to start one small habit, one page, one note, one reflection at a time. And soon, you will see the compound effect most people never learn. Millionaires do not just respond to life, they create it. They do not wake up hoping for a good day. They decide how the day will go and then build habits to match. Do not start the day until you have finished it on paper, plan it, have goals and priorities. Even if you do not hit them perfectly, your mind knows you are serious, you are not drifting, you are leading. And leaders attract wealth, not just money, but ideas, opportunities, and people. When your habits are clear, your mind becomes clear. And when your mind is clear, you stop chasing, you start attracting. Remember, success is not about being busy. It is about being aligned with your vision and your values. Millionaires train their mind by shaping their routines. They become the type of person who does not just wish for success but expects it. The big takeaway is simple. You do not need to do something spectacular today. You just need to start doing the right things consistently. We all must suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Choose discipline. Choose habits. Choose the daily process that makes you mentally rich before you are financially rich. Now let us talk about something critical: protecting your mind from negativity. Because you cannot build a strong mind if you are letting toxic voices inside. You must stand guard at the door of your mind. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Not your bank account, not your car, not your job. Your mind is where wealth begins, where confidence is born, where success is decided. But here is the danger. It is also vulnerable to doubt, fear, gossip, distraction. And unless you guard it, negativity will creep in, and it will not ask for permission. It sneaks in quietly, it whispers. It disguises itself as humor or sarcasm or realism. It says, be realistic. People like us cannot do that. That is not how the world works. You hear it in the news, in conversations, in scrolling, in complaints. And if you are not careful, you start repeating it, believing it. And once you do, you limit your life, not because of facts, but because of input. Think of your mind like a garden. You are either planting seeds of strength or letting weeds of weakness grow every single day. If you do not pull the weeds, they spread. Negativity multiplies, fear grows, doubt takes root, excuses flourish. So how do you fight back? By standing guard, by choosing your input. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. Spend time with complainers, you will complain. Spend time with small thinkers, you will shrink, but spend time with dreamers, with bold doers, with possibility thinkers, and you will rise. Choose your circle carefully. Your influence shapes your mind. That is not selfish, that is smart. Now let us talk about the modern enemy, your phone, your feed, your constant consumption. What are you feeding your mind? Do you follow pages that inspire or that drain? Do you consume content that educates or distracts? What you allow in becomes what comes out. And many people wonder why they feel anxious or discouraged. The answer is simple. They allowed negativity to rent space in their mind for free. Cut it off, unfollow, unplug, mute, eliminate, because millionaires do not just train their minds, they protect them. They build mental fortresses, want to think like a millionaire, build a daily filter. Ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Design your environment with intention. Fill it with books, podcasts, people, and places that elevate you. Practice stillness, meditation, prayer, reflection. Eliminate gossip, noise, drama. You do not need more information. You need better input. Because wealth begins where peace lives, and peace lives in a protected mind. Millionaires know the world is not perfect, but they use negativity. They do not dwell on it. They learn from it. They rise through it. They turn rejection into redirection, setbacks into setups. It is not what happens, but how you respond that determines your life. So ask yourself, who is standing guard at the door of my mind? Because someone has to say no. That thought does not belong here. No, I will not accept that limitation. No, I choose higher thoughts. Your strength grows as much from what you say no to as from what you say yes to. And the next step is programming your mind for long-term thinking, because millionaires do not think about next week. They think about the next 10 years. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. You cannot microwave success. You build it layer by layer, discipline by discipline, and you cannot build discipline thinking. Short-term thinkers start strong, then quit. They look at the clock instead of the calendar. Millionaires play the long game. They think in decades, plan in years, work in months, act in days, and master their hours. They are not in a rush, but they are not lazy either. They have trained themselves to delay gratification, to resist the itch, for instant wins, to trust process over hype. Ask yourself every morning, what can I do today that will still matter 10 years from now? That question changes your work, your speech, your vision. Suddenly, you are not just chasing results, you are building legacy. Slow success is still success. Compounding is not just about money. It is about mindset, habits, knowledge, and reputation. A tree does not grow in a day. You plant it, you water it, you protect it, and for a while it looks like nothing is happening. Then one day it becomes a mighty tree. Most people quit in that quiet stage. They dig up the seed before it grows. But if you want to think like a millionaire, you must delete the programming that says I need it now and install the programming that says I am playing the long game every day. I show up, I win, because great things take time. Sit down and write your 10-year vision. Who do you want to become? What do you want to build? What do you want to give? If your goals do not stretch your imagination, they will not stretch your effort. Remember, the purpose of a goal is not to get it. The purpose of a goal is to become the kind of person who deserves it. Millionaires understand this. Most people do not have a strategy problem. They have a patience problem. They want fruit the next morning, and when it does not show up, they walk away. But millionaires believe in quiet, consistent work. They know ordinary steps with extraordinary consistency produce empires. The question is not, how fast can I succeed? The question is, how long am I willing to keep going? Because if you can think in decades, you will move with power and build a life that outlives you. Vision without action is imagination. You have trained the mind now. It is time to command the body. Success is not what you chase, because what you chase runs away. Success is something you attract by the person you become. People spend their lives chasing money, promotions, recognition, but you do not get rich by pursuit alone. You get rich by growth, by preparation, by becoming someone. Success cannot ignore. The real question is not how do I make more money, but who must I become to earn more money consistently with integrity. If you want $1 million lifestyle, build $1 million character. People want the